it's working. Hello, BadCoyoteFunky. I am here with Cori, one of the more experienced cosplayers that I have just recently known from the interwebs. And she's going to do an interview with me because she's way more talented and experienced than I am with cosplay. Alright, you should state your name and your cosplay page so people can come stalk you.
Okay. My name's Cori and my cosplay page is Ladycels, CELS.
Sweet. Now you'll have lots of people. Alright. So, guys, there's a thing on Wattpad I took called the 34 Cosplay Questions. Apparently, it's also a tag video. So I'm going to be asking these questions in whatever order I feel like it. I know I look ridiculous, but that's okay. Cori looks prettier than me. Let's get started.
I was in my workshop working, so I just kind of like, after a little makeup on, let's do it.
I have no makeup on. I look really white today.
Aww.
It's all good. Alright. What is the first obvious question? How long have you been cosplaying?
Let's see. I mean, if you count at conventions, since 2001, I want to say. If you count cosplay period, probably 97.
Wow. How old was I? I was 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
you're like an old lady.
17 years, about. That's pretty long.
Yeah,
I've only been cosplaying
in conventions,
that.
I really started picking up in 2003. So I would say officially that's probably when I started.
Which, that's a little more realistic. At least I was out of diapers, right? Alright, what kind of cosplayer do you consider yourself?
I'm more of a craftsman. I make a lot of my costumes. Actually, I make pretty much, I'd say, 95% of everything I wear.
Yeah.
I don't obviously sew my own wigs. Well, I did do one, but...
Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
Well, that's the thing. Actually, I got my BFA in technical production theater, and I went to school for this.
See, I learned from the internet. I'm a noob.
I like to do a lot of tutorials and things, and I teach people when I'm not cosplaying.
Yes, you should teach the world.
Yes.
Please. Why do you cosplay?
I cosplay because I love it. I love making clothes. I love that creative feeling of seeing a cosplay and going, I want to make that, and making it a reality. And then I also love teaching people and seeing other people grow too.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to school for teaching, so I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Oh god, this is a weird one. Cosplay, crossplay, or both?
Mostly cosplay for me. I did do, I think, 2 crossplays, but it's a little difficult to do crossplay for me.
I have no boobs. I can do either or.
Yeah, I've got a decent amount, even with binding, so it's not very comfortable, so I just do cosplay.
Yeah, one time I was 5, and another time I did, oh crap, who was it from Akame Ga Kill I tried? Oh, I tried the guy with the hair and the muscles, so I had to buy a muscle suit. And that was really, really bad, so I did not put that on the internet. Crossplay is hard. Alright, can you see yourself cosplaying in 10 years from now?
Easily.
Easily, right?
I think I'd be cosplaying for the rest of my life, quite frankly.
Even in the nursing home?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely in the nursing home.
Definitely. If someone said they hated your cosplay, what would you do?
Probably say, thank you for your opinion. Very nice talking to you, and I'd walk away.
Right.
I typically like to be pretty nice, even if someone's being critical.
What if they, like, uber loved it, and they're like, ah, God, and they're, like, fangirling over it?
I've gotten that a couple times. I do the same thing. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you like it.
Sweet. There's the homemade, bought, or commissioned thing. Like, what do you do mostly? Homemade? Yeah.
I make everything myself.
Right? I feel like just buying everything is lame.
Yeah, I mean,
and costly.
I do commission for people. I've had a lot of people come and ask me for costumes, and it's really a collaborative process working with them to make something for it, and that's kind of fun too.
It is.
But I can't imagine just going online and ordering a costume and getting it and be like, this is my costume.
Right. What do you think of, like, Asian cosplayers or Western Asian cosplayers, like Yaya Han, or, you know how there's that stereotype, it's almost noobish for an Asian to cosplay, or whatnot?
Well, Yaya Han, I think it's a bad example, just because she's kind of that cos famous that's kind of out there.
That was the only example I had, but, you know. What do you think in general, though?
I don't don't know. I know a lot of people of different ethnicities, and I think, that's fine. People can cosplay whatever they want. If they look perfect like the character, that's great. If they just want to be like the character, that's great too.
Sweet. Some people are snobs. I hate that about
I try to avoid them. I don't like the drama.
Right? So, do you like to work alone or in a group? Like, if you had to, like, pick. What do you like best?
Mostly I work alone just because I work very quickly. I have worked in groups before, and it's a hit or miss. It depends on the group.
Right? Let's see. Current cosplay fave. Like, do you have a favorite costume right now?
Right now, Commander Shepard back there.
That is awesome. I want to steal that.
I did the full armor for that, and tomorrow I'm going to be up at a convention in Massachusetts doing a casual Commander Shepard.
Is it PAX, or am I thinking of a different one?
No, this is DrawCon.
DrawCon?
I'm actually going to be up there as a guest judge.
Ooh, that's fancy. Do you have a costume that's like more, or the most expensive, or like that you've spent the most money on?
It's probably the one I'm working on right now. Currently my budgeting's about $3,500. It's going to be a ballroom gown Lapras cosplay. Not counting that one, my last one was probably about $750 in materials. That's not counting labor. If I was to sell it, it'd probably be about $1,500.
Dang. Least expensive cosplay you've ever made?
$20 just for some cotton to do Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy one. I've never tried that before. Do you have a cosplay pet peeve?
I guess it would have to be the drama that comes with cosplay. Typically when you see those groups explode in internal drama, and I'm just like, I don't want anything to do with that. Why can't we all be friends? That
was like when I did a Sailor Moon shoot, and all the girls were so petty because like I did a more tomboyish version of Mercury. So like their wig, they're like, you look like a lesbian. I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian.
You can be whatever you want.
Back off. And they're like, she's not that boyish. I'm like, who cares? Like, I don't like those type of people.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's see. Do you have a favorite part of putting on a cosplay, or like a feeling or something like that? And then like your least favorite thing?
Oh, I know my least favorite thing. My least favorite thing is putting on the body shaping. That is annoying.
Corseting is hard.
Yeah. I have to say my favorite is probably doing my makeup. Doing the contouring is always a lot of fun.
Yes. Let's see. Would you rather be in a video or a photography session?
Photography, definitely.
Yeah, I don't like video shoots because everything gets blurry and the weather outside. Yeah. It messes the camera up.
I also have a little bit of a lisp, which is why I hate videos usually.
Nah. It's cool. I have a weird accent because I'm in the middle of New York and New Jersey, so
you get a little bit of both.
Yeah, I sound crazy. How do you view yourself as a cosplayer?
I like to think pretty experienced, but there's always more to learn. Yeah. I view myself mostly as someone who can hopefully inspire other people to be awesome cosplayers.
I agree. You are very inspiring. You should be my next Woman Crush Wednesday on Instagram. I'm letting you know you might be on there.
Oh my.
Do you do Photoshop with your pictures, or do you not use Photoshop at all?
I use Photoshop a little bit, mostly on when I'm working on stuff, and I will admit I Photoshop my dress form because it has this awful tear in it. Ugh. So I always clean it up whenever I put up a photo.
Well, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, usually I only use Photoshop for minor corrections like pimples or things like that. Yeah. That's about it.
Or a cool background.
I let the photographers do that.
True.
They get to fool around it.
What else is a good one? Some of these are lame. Do you have a painful or uncomfortable cosplay experience, like where you bled for your art?
Oh, every time I do the 3-bra method. Actually, when I was at Rhode Island Comic Con about 2 weeks ago, and the middle bra cut out on the side and poked right in. Ooh. I had welts.
Ow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't need boosting so much as I just use it to keep everything in place.
Yeah.
But it's still like, ugh.
I agree.
People tell me to get padded bras, but I'm like, I don't need any more.
I need
nice,
shape, right? Like corseting, like I bought like a mock bone corset, and one time like it was way too tight. It looked great, my posture was perfect, but like when I took it off like that night, I was like, oh, there are welts and scratches all in my side, and I'm just like, Oh, and then there was
the rest there's a lot, and you have to learn to breathe up.
Yeah.
Because that's part of it too. If you're sitting down, it's going to cut into you, so you learn to breathe up rather than out.
Yeah.
And that'll help.
Honestly, I'm a musician. I play woodwind instruments, so I circular breathe all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry, but I could see how some people like struggle. I can't breathe. People. All right. Yaoi and Yuri in cosplay. What are your opinions, and would you cosplay these types of things?
It's not really my thing, but if someone else wants to do it, sure. I've actually been asked a couple times by people if they want me to pose for like a Yuri thing. And I'm like, oh, as long as it's not explicit, I'm not doing that. Sorry, it's not my thing. I will pose, but, teach their own.
Yeah, those, like, the stuff where it gets intense and people are photographing you, I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that, right?
They're like, kiss her, and I'm like, nah, I really don't know her that well, I'm sorry.
I agree, that's awkward. One time I cosplayed Mercury and someone asked me to, like, kiss him on the lips, like, just, like, a short one, but I'm like, do you have herpes? Have you ever come in contact with a cactus?
No.
It's just really awkward.
Yeah.
What's a good one? Some of these are lame. How far into character do you go for cosplay?
I'm not that much of an actor. I mean, I have taken acting, so usually not that much into character. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm similar. I mean, I can imitate, but I'm not one of those people, like, there's this guy I know, CT Joker. He is so into his Joker thing. He is so into it. Like, I can't... Yes. I know him outside of, like, cosplaying, and I'm like, no, you're the Joker. No, you're... Like, he's so into it. I can't do it. Especially with the language barrier with anime.
Yeah.
It gets really hard.
I know a little Japanese, and I've been to Japan. I have cousins who live over there in, south of Nagoya and Tokoname. But, at the same time, I appreciate the culture, but there's no way I could be anything like that.
I can't do it. So, wig or no wig, and do you style your own wig, or do you buy it pre-styled?
Definitely wig, and so far I've only made my own wigs. Usually they're low kind of haircut, and I just trim them. I do want to get into more detailed styling, because the only styling I know is like curling and straightening, the basics.
I agree. This is pre-styled. I'm guilty of just buying a wig. And then when it frizzes, I just buy new wigs.
Yeah. I mean, I buy a base wig and then I style it up, and that's about it. I love Arta for my wigs, just because they've got some really nice weft cuts to it.
They do. I like this one store on Amazon called Tide Mart. They just have so many different things.
Yeah. I mean, probably the most adventurous one I've done is I did a lace front onto a wig. That took me a good 3 weeks of just hand stitching in each of the hairs with the needle.
Really? Dang. That's a lot of work.
It looked great, but it takes forever.
Do you wear contacts or no at your cosplays? Like,
I actually wear contacts normally, but unfortunately my prescription is really too high to easily get contacts. I have to get them through my eye doctor. So I have one pair of red contacts that I can wear occasionally. But otherwise, it's just this. Yeah,
I order circle lenses, but I typically don't wear contacts every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of dangers that can come from contacts.
Yeah, like, have you ever seen those Facebook posts with the girls, like, that had the eye infection? And you're all just like, ah. But
I mean, I've got a toric lens in one eye, which means getting contacts that I can see out of for, like, cosplay is nearly impossible.
Wow. I mean, I have astigmatism, but that's as far as I go. I wear glasses. I just prefer glasses. I didn't get into contacts right away, to be honest. I've been cosplaying for about 5 years now, and I just got into contacts.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've got pretty blue, light-colored eyes, and I do have a pair of prescription contacts that can turn them green, and those are my two colors.
That's good. I have brown eyes, so, every anime character that doesn't have brown eyes,
it's typical. Those are a little more difficult.
Do you like casual cosplay, or do you just do events and cons?
I would love to do some casual cosplay events. I haven't been able to get out to many. I'd love to because of work. So mostly I just do cons right now.
Yeah, I did this one that was casual, and it was a photographer event, and they just asked for cosplayers to show up. It was at the Milford Camera Club. So, like, a bunch of us just took pictures for people who just wanted to take pictures and use Photoshop. So we gotta find more stuff like that, and then we can all meet up. Maybe we can bug Joe.
Yeah, we could definitely bug Joe. I mean, he was there was a cosplay picnic up in Boston that I wasn't able to go because
Yeah, I
had a
couldn't
horse
either,
show.
and he was gonna drive
And,
me. He was gonna
yeah,
drive me.
I was in Springfield, and he's like, "Come on!" And I'm like, "No, my horse will not ride from Springfield to Boston. I'm sorry."
That's a long ride. So you do photo shoots? Like, do you have a favorite location or set that you use?
I've just recently started getting to working with photographers, probably in the last 2 years. I think my favorite would be when we went to Dinosaur State Park. That was a lot of fun. I was doing Ivysaur from Pokemon,
Yes.
and she had me get very carefully into the swamp and crouch down, and we got this great photo. Just of me kind of looking up like that.
Yeah, I remember I climbed in a fountain in Hartford. Me and this girl Kat. It was to take this picture with it was Mercury and Serenity, like when she's the goddess and stuff in Sailor Moon when she's not a scout anymore. And there was this doujin art where they were in a lake and there was water flowing around. We actually got busted by the cops and we almost got arrested. He's just like, go back to Kineticon and just, I'm not seeing you ever again, get out. And we're like, bye! Yeah. So I understand. I have taken some risks. We almost fell in 5 times. It was really fun.
Yeah, the swamp was, if I fell in that, I wasn't probably getting up again for a while. But it all worked out okay.
Yeah, I like swamps. What got you into cosplay?
I mean, I started so long ago. I mean, 1997, I was 9, I think, when I started. And I saw it and was like, you can dress up and it's not Halloween?
Yes.
And I was like, I want to do that.
Every
but I think
day.
that's kind of where it started.
I know, I love dress up as a kid.
Yeah.
And, like, my mom's a preschool teacher, so you know how that goes with, like, dress up. And everything's frozen, you know. So they have, like, a million of those dresses, you know, at the day school. I remember I went to my first convention in high school, and my mom's just like, what do you mean you want to, like, dress up besides Halloween? And I'm just like, but I teach his own. My mom thinks I'm totally weird and that I waste money on costumes, but...
Oh, but you can I can't talk. You can get a career out of it. It's just very difficult.
Hence Yayahan.
Oh,
because she gets paid
I don't know.
a lot of things.
She's more of a model, I'd say.
Yeah.
I was talking more on costuming itself.
Yeah, if you take
get a degree in it, you can, you know.
Yeah, if you get a fashion degree, for sure. Because then you can sell your stuff, too. I would love to minor in it, but I'm already double majored.
Yeah. I mean, I got my BFA in costume tech and design. So I did all this through college. I also took the master level classes and ended up teaching, too. I taught the one on makeup and the one on dyeing and fabric manipulation. And then I'm going to actually get my MBA in business and hopefully open up my own costuming business rather than working for a theater house.
Yeah, because that's where the money is.
I was working for a theater house, but I got laid off.
Like, that's like just one of those opportunities you get, but it doesn't last long.
No. I mean, right now I'm working part-time at 3 different jobs. One of them is still a theater, and I'm still working costume. But unfortunately, it's for the touring Broadway groups. I'm on wardrobe, and I do minor repairs for them. But it's only when Broadway's touring.
Well, that's fun to travel. So you're going to that con you mentioned before?
Yeah.
And your last con was Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
Do you have, like, a favorite one that you go to every year or almost every year?
I mean, it's hard to say. I took a break from cons for a long time because I worked for Kineticon for a long time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite con, though. I work for them, but...
I heard the working experience is rough at that one.
It is. It's very difficult. It's hard to get changes to happen, but a lot of people do like the con, and we do try very hard every year to listen to what people say and make a better con.
It has gotten better, though, with the lines situation.
Yeah.
It has gotten a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, I also now work for Anime Boston as well.
Oh, that's neat.
I have to say my favorite con that I've been to recently was Inconceivable. It was a little con up in Northampton, and it was a lot of fun. It was only maybe like 300 people. It was very small, but it was a lot of fun. And the location they had was a haunted hotel with some of the best photo shoot opportunities I've seen at a con for a long time.
I should definitely get in a car and try to find some of these. The last con I did was Bridgeport Comic Con, and that was like It was crowded. It was like quite a few hundred people, but it was still really small because the Webster's very small.
Yeah. Same with Inconceivable. It was just a little hotel. It's right off of, I think it's 91.
Oh, okay.
When you come up from Connecticut into Mass. But it was just a small first-year con that was just so much fun. And they had a panel which was late night. We went on chat roulette.
Oh, dear Lord. Now we're rolling again. Sorry about that internet. We've gotten to a lot of these questions. So you're working on that suit right now. But
Nope, that suit's actually done. That was at Rhode Island Comic Con.
Okay. What's your favorite cosplay you've, like, done? Like, that best memory, I guess. Like, do you have a best memory costume?
Let's see. I gotta say, probably the one that stands out to me the most is I did a character from Full Metal Alchemist, and I was at Connecticut, and I believe it was 2005. Mm-hmm. And I just come into the hallway of University of Hartford, and I hear a scream, and I look, and it's this girl who's maybe like 13, comes like crashing into me, and she was so ecstatic. She was like, "I know who you are." She didn't recognize any of the other costumes, but she knew who I was.
Yeah. Oh my God, and Vic Mignogna was there. Was that the year Vic Mignogna came? Because there was one con he did.
Yeah, I may be in the years wrong, but this was before it moved to the convention center. This was still at University of Hartford.
So that's when it was still small.
Yeah.
Oh God, I do that with QuinnyCon up at Quinnipiac. It's in a student center. It's so small, but it's free, you know.
Oh,
and they have good locations. But that's the next con I'm going to. Hopefully Tutu will be done.
Nice.
I have to thread in extensions when I get my other wig because she has orange on the top of her hair, so I might be bugging you to help with that.
Oh, okay.
I might ask your opinion on a couple things.
Adding West is not as difficult as you'd think. It's pretty good. It's easy to do.
Yeah, I didn't want to dye it because I'm scared of like damaging the fibers, you know, like using hair dye.
Yeah, well, I usually buy my wefts the color they need to be, because a wig is synthetic, and it's very hard to make it color fast, meaning it won't come out.
Yeah, like, I bought the right color, it's just, I don't know how to get it in to make it look natural, you know?
Oh, that's just, we would cut it to thread it a little bit, make it a very thin layer, and put it on so it lays on top.
Yes. Oh, God. So. Guys, this is good stuff. Write it down, and quote her name, make her famous, please. Please make her famous. And
yeah, if you go to my Facebook page and also my Tumblr, which is under the same name, I have lots of tutorials up. I teach like how to do basic sewing, how to do foam props. Like I have a tutorial on how I did this guy here.
Ooh, that looks so detailed. Wow.
It's actually a small tutorial on how I did the little visor piece, but the same technique worked on this. So.
That's great. People, please hit her up. Like my Wimpy cosplay page, go hit her up. She's the real deal. And that is all the questions in the tag video. Do you have anything, like, you would give advice for, like, new con people, like, new cosplayers?
I'd say don't be afraid. You know, you probably will get a good reaction regardless of what you do, because people are pretty accepting. But really, just find something you love and go and do it. And if you love it, everyone else will love it, too.
Sweet. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule with your 8 million jobs that you do.
Yeah. Well, I've actually had the last 3 days off because Warlords, the WoW expansion launched, and I'm a raider.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's a denial of service attack going on, and the whole game is unplayable. So.
Oh.
So much for a day off.
Yeah, day off is good. So everybody, please stay subscribed to our channel, BadCoyoteFunky TV. I think that's going to be our new YouTube channel. Cori, thank you so much for spending time with me and teaching me new things. All right, I got a ton of editing to do. Bye.
Bye.